He had just turned 19. Most people his age were saving up for new consoles or the latest smartphones, but Daniel had only one goal: to build a gaming PC. Not a flashy one, not something straight out of YouTube unboxings, but his very own machine. Money was tight, so he spent hours scrolling through Willhaben, digging through listings that smelled of dust and forgotten basements. One evening he stumbled on an old motherboard, released back in 2011. The photos were grainy, the price ridiculously low. The description, however, made him pause. It read, "Still works, but be careful, this one has history." Daniel chuckled. History? What is this, a horror movie prop? He clicked buy anyway. A week later, the package arrived. The board looked ordinary enough. Scratched, slightly bent pins. Nothing unusual for 10-year-old hardware. That night, Daniel decided to finally build his dream machine. He laid everything out on the table. CPU, RAM sticks, the shiny new GPU he had saved up for, power supply, cables, screws. It was past midnight. The only light came from the desk lamp above, buzzing faintly as if it too was nervous. When he lowered the board into the case, he froze. Between the circuits, near the edge, there was a thin, almost invisible carving. 5 words etched directly into the metal. "Do not power on." For a second, he thought his eyes were playing tricks on him. But no, the words were real. He brushed a finger over them. The grooves were sharp. He shook his head. Probably some stupid prank by the previous owner. Still, he felt the hairs on his arms rise. Piece by piece, the build came together. The RAM clicked into place. The GPU locked in with a satisfying snap. Cables stretched like veins across the case, bringing this machine to life. Finally, Daniel pressed the power button. Fans spun, LEDs pulsed. The familiar hum filled the room, but the monitor stayed black. Then slowly a line of greenish text appeared, flickering like something out of the early 90s. "Welcome back, player." Daniel's heart skipped. He hadn't even installed an operating system yet. The screen scrolled again, and what appeared next made his blood run cold. It displayed his old nickname from Forsaken World, the MMORPG he had played endlessly as a teenager. Then, the name of his very first guild back in 2011, Headhunter. He swallowed hard. No one knew about that anymore. He hadn't touched the game in years, but the computer wasn't finished. Another line appeared. "Do you remember the message?" Daniel's stomach twisted. The screen showed the exact private message he had once sent to a girl in that guild. A message he had long forgotten. Awkward, embarrassing, buried in some server that should no longer even exist. His fingers trembled above the keyboard. How can this thing know? The screen changed. New words blinked. "Do you want to reset and start over?" 2 options appeared beneath. Yes or no. Daniel's breath quickened. Reset? Start over? Did it mean the PC or his entire digital life? He imagined pressing yes, every old account deleted, every mistake erased, a completely clean slate. Tempting, almost seductive. But what if he lost everything that made him who he was? The fans roared louder. The power supply vibrated like a heartbeat. The cursor blinked, demanding a choice. Daniel leaned closer. His hand hovered above the keys. Just one press, and maybe he could undo his entire past. And then, everything went dark. Power outage. The hum of the fans cut off. The lights in the room died. Only silence remained, thick and heavy. On the monitor, for just a split second, the cursor kept blinking, and then faded. Minutes passed before the electricity returned. Daniel's hands shook as he pressed the power button again. This time the PC started normally. BIOS screen, Windows boot logo, no strange text, no hidden questions. He exhaled, laughing nervously. "Okay, I'm just sleep deprived, that's all." But as he wiped the glass panel of the case, something caught his eye. A new carving. Thin, fresh, sharp. He leaned closer. The words were simple, chilling, undeniable. This was only the beginning.